Hello, my name is Christian Lewis from Global Haitian Union, the Haitian advocate for economic development. Every Sunday, we release a briefing of what happened in Wall Street over the past week into a format for the Haitian American community, most likely in Haitian Creole. We are starting doing it also for the English speaking community. We hope that those information will be helpful and useful, particularly for those who are in business. On this briefing, we will go first over the week in Davos at the World Economic Forum, and then we will stop at Wall Street to report, in fact, what some CEOs have expressed over the course of the week. We have to remind everyone that this past week there was the Economic Forum in Davos. Davos is in Switzerland. The attendants noticed that the leaders of some developed countries like the United States, France, and United Kingdom were not present at the meeting. Remember that in the United States, President Trump had to deal with the shutdown. In France, for a while, President Macron is dealing with a lot of unsatisfaction from the people of France. In the United Kingdom, the Prime Minister Theresa May is dealing with a special situation with the European Commission. So all those three leaders were not being able to attend the meeting. However, there were a lot of CEOs from companies around the world and also social leaders who attended the meeting, and some of them complained about the fact that politicians are creating some kind of confusion in the financial system, and even Wall Street is kind of reacting on political news, something that is not part of the usual way that Wall Street is doing business. At the beginning of the week, the managing director of the International Monetary Fund, Ms. Christine Lagarde, mentioned that business risk has arisen based on the fact that some central banks around the world are tightening financial conditions. She said that the International Monetary Fund does not see recession coming, but the kind of risk that has arisen could slow down global growth. Last October, the institution forecast a 3.7% growth at the global level, but based on all the risks that have been identified, the International Monetary Fund put down the rate at 3.5%. According to the International Monetary Fund, those risks are related to the US-China trade talks, also to the Brexit deal between the United Kingdom and the European Commission. Also, there is a kind of fear that the Federal Reserve will hike the Fed fund rate. The fund rate is the rate of interest at which banks borrow money from the Federal Reserve in the case of the United States. Those three factors, US-China talks, Brexit deal, and the fund Fed rate, bring uncertainty in the market. Such uncertainty is increasing the risk of doing business and also reduce the level of growth that the International Monetary Fund forecasted before for 2019. Ms. Lagarde said that the International Monetary Fund has to be proactive, meaning that the institution has to take a strong position to assist every single country to fulfill the need of its population in an inclusive way. Then the chief economist of the International Monetary Fund, Gita Gopinath, talk about specific countries. For example, Germany, Italy, Mexico will slow down for 2019. Growth will continue in the United States and in China. 2.5% GDP growth in the United States and close to 6.5% growth in China. Argentina, for example, will rebound after a slowdown. The IMF, International Monetary Fund, expects better governance from each individual country in the sense of synchronization between fiscal policy and monetary policy. But all the attendants at the World Economic Forum do not wish any surprise over the course of the year, because any surprise will make the economy worse at the global level. James Quincey, the CEO of Coca-Cola, said that the uncertainty brings volatility. He added, anything a CEO and his team think at the office does not mean nothing until it hits the street. According to Dan Glazer, the CEO of Marsh & McLennan, a risk management company, a CEO should look in the future and listen to the experts. There are new industries requiring new risk mitigation products. Dan Glazer cited the cybersecurity as a new and growing industry. Nikesh Arora, the CEO of Palo Alto, a company in the cybersecurity business, confirmed that last year the industry grew by 12.4% and $114 billion were invested in the industry. Cybersecurity refers to the service that protects computers from hackers. For example, if a hotel network wants to protect the credit cards and passport of the customers, they have to call a cybersecurity company to encrypt the data and protect them from potential hackers. The CEOs also have to deal with the challenge of the environment. For example, Jim Quincy from Coca-Cola said that the company now has to put the drink into recycling containers, and this requires collaboration with other companies. As an example, Dow Chemical is doing a lot of research how to recycling plastic waste and convert them into other useful products. Jim Filtering, the CEO of Dow Chemical, said that one option could be converting plastic waste into fabrics. The social media company are facing challenges also. Last month, Google CEO had to testify before Congress on users' privacy. This week, it was the turn of Facebook CEO. They both understand the importance of the matter, and they are willing to do their best to comply with the regulation, not only in the United States, but worldwide. Regulation seems to be more difficult for Uber. If Facebook and Google has to deal with national regulation or state regulation, Uber's CEO said that the taxi business is regulated sometimes at the town level, and he has to make sure that anytime Uber is entering a market, the rules are followed. The CEO also reported that 200,000 restaurants have already subscribed to the Uber Eats delivery service. That food delivery service Uber started about 6 months ago. The oil industry is monitoring market price. Michael Worth, the CEO of Chevron, said that the industry is doing its best to keep the price somewhere between $50 and $60 the barrel. Recent technologies allow to produce oil at lower cost and being able to keep the price at that level. Michael Worth said that he doesn't see any decrease in the oil demand worldwide for the near future. He said that there are only 3 million electric cars around the world over a total of 1 billion vehicles. It will take, according to his view, about 4 decades to shift from gasoline car or diesel car to electric car. Some market information before we go. European markets were unchanged on Friday. Asian markets rather traded higher. In the United States, the Dow closed at 24,737. The Nasdaq closed at 7164.46. The S&P 500 closed at 2664.76. On the commodities side, oil closed at 53.55 a barrel. Gold closed at 1302.50. Treasury yield, 2-year note 2.611%, 5-year note 2.598%, 10-year note 2.758%, and 30-year 3.066%. Currency market 1.14 euro for 1 US dollar, 1 pound 3.19 for 1 US dollar, 109.53 yens for 1 US dollar, 1.325 Canadian dollars for 1 US dollar, and 80 Haitian goods for 1 US dollar. It was a real pleasure to share those economic information from last week. Once again, my name is Christian Lewis from Global Haitian Union, the Haitian advocate for economic development. Have a great week and talk to you again at the end of next week for another briefing. Thank you.